we are, Super Bowl 59 week, voice of the Chiefs, Mitch Holthus, with another edition of HOLTHUS Huddle, the one that we hoped we would get to do all season long for Super Bowl week. We made it, and you brought some pretty incredible props along for this last one.
I only did this to try to make a point, not to brag, but I mean, this is Super Bowl 54, right? I didn't think that I would ever get this after 21 years without a playoff victory, but thinking, thanking the Lord, wow, thanks for this one.
We did it, yeah.
We did it. And then to get back-to-back, and now to have a chance for a three-peat. But I didn't do it to brag. I brought it to try to make a point in that if this team gets 3 in a row, Taylor, it will be set apart.
One of one.
One of one from any team that's ever played in the National Football League. And to me, it has a 72 Dolphins feel to it. If the Chiefs pull this off, I don't think it'll ever happen again. Too hard.
Yeah.
18th game coming soon, international games, play every day of the week. This team, it was my Minute with Mitch focus, has handled everything. And they've done it being very strong mentally and emotionally. Super proud of these guys.
About the 72 Dolphins, that has not been repeated, that perfect season. I mean, and we're 40, 50 years later, and it still has not happened. Let me ask you about something that you brought up early on in the season that you pointed out to me that stuck with me, and that's the professorial nature of Andy Reid as a head coach and when it comes to preparation. We've heard from him over the course of the last few days after they won the AFC Championship about preparing for the Eagles and getting the game plan in last week before leaving for New Orleans. This is not starting this week. He's had, I'm assuming you're going to tell me, people thinking about and looking at the Eagles for longer than just a couple of days to prepare for this kind of thing.
He has kept a notebook on the Eagles all year long.
Yeah.
Any possible NFC opponent, he's remarkable. And when you think about the script here, I mean, the Landman writers couldn't write this one. He's playing the Eagles to make history.
Yeah.
And where he was 14 years, won 130 games, won 10 playoff games, but he's won 143 as the Chiefs coach. And he's won, 18 playoff games, 19 as the Chiefs coach. Yes, he's prepared. And the biggest asset, we know about Patrick and his remarkable 17-3 playoff record.
Yes. But
the biggest asset, Taylor, the Chiefs have to win this game is Andrew Walter Reed. He'll be ready to go.
When you look at this matchup, and everybody's going to look at this matchup from every angle. You get 2 weeks of Super Bowl coverage. People are already hearing it from all points. But when you look at this matchup, do you think more about the Chiefs winning this game defensively and shutting down Saquon Barkley and the unbelievable run he's had this season in his first with the Eagles, or do you think more about offensively what they're going to have to do to continue being the playoff Patrick we've seen, the playoff Travis Kelce we've seen? Do you separate the two? Do you think about one more than the other as you get ready for this game?
It's an awesome question, but what's more important, math or science? Both of them.
Yeah.
You've got to have them both. And honestly, this Philadelphia team, their strengths.
Put up 55 points in the NFC Championship.
Yeah, a lot of them it's turnovers. This has all been about turnovers. They're plus 10 in the playoffs. They have 10 takeaways and 0 giveaways.
That's how you win games.
It's how you win games. But it's also how if you rely on that to win games in the playoffs, it may not be enough. Same thing happened to Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
Now, Barkley, people say you've got to throw to run in this day and age of the NFL, and they're right. And unless you get explosive runs, which is what Barkley has done.
Yes.
70-yard runs, 60-yard runs. He's been incredible, as you alluded to. But it's that defensive front of Philadelphia. Philadelphia's done an excellent job of drafting. And when I saw their draft the last 2 years, especially this draft and what they did on the defensive side of the ball, I'm thinking, okay.
Jalen Carter.
Oh, my gosh. He's probably the biggest force in this game that wears green.
Yeah.
So I'm giving you a long-winded answer, but it's all of that. The Chiefs will have to be at the top of their game to beat these guys.
You win regular season games with one of those. You win Super Bowls with both of those. So I had a feeling you were going to say something like that, but I had to
Maybe
ask.
Special teams.
And maybe some special teams.
I mean, Remigio sitting there with a 63-yard kickoff return, a 41-yard punt return. Let's see, we blocked field goals. It may be one of those plays, too.
It has been an absolute pleasure all throughout the season.
What an honor.
Picking your brain. I've enjoyed it. Super Bowl 59 coming up this weekend. Listen to the voice of the Chiefs, Mitch Holthus, on another edition of HOLTHUS Huddle.